2019 Hobie Outback. And one thing I already noticed is the rudder. Alright, here, actually I'm going to grab this. Alright, so this thing, they gave us this thing to put right here. And honestly, I thought it was kind of an option. I didn't think that you needed to have it. I thought it was just going to be an optional thing. But what I noticed is if you don't have this, that rudder isn't protected when you bring it down. So this is an absolute necessity. Here, I'll show you what it is I'm talking about. So I'm putting that down. Let's see. As you can see, if you didn't have that, that's all that weight is going directly on that rudder. There we go. This can go right here. This can go underneath. That's not bad. Turn sideways. This thing gets up to speed quick. I can just already feel it. It's pretty cool. A little troughs right here. They feel like good positioning. I got my water bottle right here. Got my net right there, close to the water. Got my hog trough, my measuring board right there. It's not very difficult to turn around and get back here. That's actually pretty easy. The rudder control feels good. It does, like, I know a lot of people said this, they missed the old Outback rudder control. Totally agree. I love the old Outback rudder control. But in all honesty, this isn't bad. They put rubber right here. So it feels pretty good. And I don't know, I'm able to kind of just lay my hand on it and have my thumb kind of do the work. It's pretty cool. It's not bad. Kind of wish that you could change the height of the drive because my feet do feel a little high. That's one of the things I liked about the PA is I was sitting more up and I was kind of pedaling down a little bit more. Keeps my knees out of the way. This is cool just sitting like this. I can't necessarily do it in my PA, but in this I can, and it's fun. Look at how fast this thing turns. That's awesome. So I've spent about 3 or 4 hours in this new 2019 Outback, and what I can say about it is I love it. It's awesome. Now, with a caveat to that, I will say this: compared to the old Outback, this Outback blows it out of the water. There's so many new things that make it so much more versatile and so much more fishable. Now, there are a couple things about the old Outback that I do like. I know that they talked about how they changed the bow and you don't have the slap that you used to have. Honestly, I kind of like the old bow, and I felt like when I was in waves or heavy wind, or I mean when there's just a lot of waves, that boat handled incredibly. Now, as you can see, it's still pretty much glass out here. Now, when I was up in Oklahoma City and I was demoing it, I was only on the water for about a minute, but it was about 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. And so I did get an idea of it in choppy conditions, but since it was on a river, the waves weren't very big. It wasn't a lot of big white caps. So I can't really tell you how this compares to the old Outback in that scenario, but what I can tell you is I'm very satisfied with the new Outback, the new design and everything. It's very functional. It's very fishable. As you can see, I have 2 of my tackle trays. These are the Bass Mafia terminal coffins. So I forget what they are. They might be a 3700 size, maybe a 3900 or whatever it is, but it's a big size. It fits right here. 2 of these tackle trays fit right here. One of them actually fits underneath the seat. I might be able to fit 2 going like this. Yeah, I don't want to try it. I don't think it will. Either way, you can have 2 of these right here and then put 1 underneath your seat. I have my bigger Bass Mafia, as you can see. This one's thicker. I just slide this one right back there and it goes underneath my little tackle bin. And I got the H crate. I don't have anything on that side, although I could. And then on this side, I have my my measuring device. So this kayak is extremely functional. I have my water bottle right here. This is a 3600 or 3600. A 36 ounce water bottle. This is an Arctic. I'm sure it's the same size as a Yeti, but 36 ounce fits right there. This one, actually, let me see. I don't know if this fits there too. No, well, okay. Yes, it does, kind of. Well, actually, it does fit in there. You had to squeeze it in a little bit, but fits right there. Also fits right here. It also has a little smaller hole, so that way you can fit just a regular water bottle. So you have 2 cup holders right here. I like that. This was one of my favorite things about the old Outback, having the recessed rod holders. So whenever I'm retying or catch a fish, a lot of times I just put that rod right there. So that's awesome. Actually, yeah, there we go. Also, being able to have scissors, my pliers right there, you could put right here, you could put whatever. You have these little bungees that allow you to attach it to all of your gear. So you have 4 on each side. Makes it extremely functional. You have gear track right there. You have gear track right here. If I want to strap this down, there's little bungees. I take this, put it through there, boom, that's strapped down. Same thing over here. Take that, boom, that's strapped down. These things aren't necessarily going anywhere. This kayak, like I said, is extremely functional. The old rectangle hatch. Now, actually, there you go. I just slid that under there, as you can see. Now the old rectangle hatch, I'd have to move my feet, spread my legs and everything to try to get it open. This one, as you can see, I can just basically keep my legs comfortably and it all opens up very, very simply. You have a big deep bucket. I'm sure it's about the same size. This actually looks well, I don't remember if the old one is rubber or if it's mesh. Well, I mean, it's mesh, but I don't know if it's cloth or the old one's rubber. Either way, this one's rubber, and it's more of a pocket, where the other one was flat and it was kind of hard to get into. This one has a little bit of a pocket and some give. So if you want to put your wallet or something like that, it's pretty easy to get in there. Like I said, this thing is really nice. Now, I'm not the most skinny person in the world, but I had somebody tell me about this. It's hard to grab these H rails and pull yourself up, but if you just grab the Mirage Drive, it's easy to pull yourself up and stand up. This thing is very standable. As you can see, I'm on the little pads. Hopefully you guys can see it, and I can actually spin pretty easily on it. It feels really nice. I really enjoy it. Coming back down here to the rudder controls, like I was saying earlier, I really enjoyed them. So my overall impression of this kayak is I love it. I give it 2 thumbs up. Now I will say this though, if you're contemplating switching from a Pro Angler to an Outback, I will say this: if you didn't like the Outback before, then I'm trying to think how to say this. If you didn't like the Outback before, you might not like the Outback now. Now, like I said, it's more fishable, but it's still an Outback. It's still low to the ground. It's still smaller and more compact. Yes, there's a little bit more room in here, and it's more functional, but it's still kind of like the old Outback. So if you liked the old Outback before, then you will love this. If you liked the old Outback before, but you got a Pro Angler like me, it's going to make the decision very difficult. I really don't know what it is that I'm going to do, because I really do like this kayak, but I also, as a tournament angler, I really value all that space that I have in my Pro Angler. So that's going to be difficult for me. But if you have like a PA12 or a PA14 and you're like, wow, this looks so functional, it's so awesome, it is. But if you never liked the Outback before, you're probably not going to like this one. So I just want to throw that out there. Get out there and demo it for yourself, for you to make sure. But if you're thinking about just selling your Pro Angler without ever demoing this because you think it's going to be awesome, I'm just throwing out that word of caution. Don't do it. Go demo first, because you might be disappointed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little review that I did. I hope you enjoyed the on the water, and until next time, I'll see you back on the water.